Hello, my name is Michael Ross. I joined Landmark Lodge in 1978, I guess it was. It was the year after my father died, and my father was in the lodge, and he was one of the charter members. And I had three uncles, four uncles, I think, and my grandfather and my father-in-law were all members of the lodge. So I thought I suppose I should join. There seemed to be a bunch of good men they were, and I said, well, I'm going to join the lodge. Put in my application, and the first time I was in, I was blackballed. Yeah, there was three of us there that day, and they blackballed all three of us. But my Uncle Vaughn came and talked to me and said, you know, you should go. He said, I don't think that was meant for you. I think they just didn't want to pick out one person. And so he said, talked to me and convinced me, said, put your application back in again and we'll see what happens. So I applied again, and next time I swung right through, very easy. Anyway, we made the lodge and went through, started the degree work, and back when I joined, all the degree work was coded. And so it was a lot different than today. You had to figure out the code. And Merle Hunter was a mentor of mine. He knew his stuff. He was a super lodge member, and he knew every part of the book from front to back. And so I learned the code pretty easy and finally got into the lodge. So when I was in, the lodge was a lot more active than it is today. We did a lot of stuff. We had suppers, salmon suppers and stuff at the fair, and we had curling. Had the curling bond spilled every year in Doketown. And I was one of the helpers and helped to do the curling and stuff. And then we had a curling, I started one in Stanley for mixed curling for Masons and their wives and stuff. We ran that for quite a few years, which was great. But everybody got older, and I guess, and things sort of faded out. So that sort of stopped. Then we had golf. I helped out a little bit of that, but not much. And we used to have a big day every year, a big fundraiser, cutting wood. And Bowater was a lumbering company here, and they used to give us the wood off of their land. A crew would go up and cut it, and we hired a truck to haul it to Nacawick, and we'd all come down and have a big fellowship, have a steak barbecue at the lodge after everything was done. So yeah, the lodge was very enjoyable. I don't know. After I was master in 2001, I think it was. Yeah, 2000. I was supposed to go in 2000, but my wife had a teacher exchange in Australia, so we went to Australia for a year. And when I got there, I got a job with a guy who was a Mason, and we got talking, and so he invited me to go to their lodge to a little town called Lismore. So I geared up, and away we went. And after I get in there, everything was different. I get in, and we got doing the signs, and I get doing our signs, and mine was all different than theirs. Theirs was all different. I was going, looking, and the guy, he was sort of chuckling into himself. But anyway, so after lodge and down when we had our fellowship, they got talking and asked if I wanted to go through the 3 degrees in lodge, and just for a mock demonstration. And so I said, sure, I'd love to do it. So anyway, we went 3 different months and did all the degree work, which was altogether different than ours, but it was the same. In the end, it was different. And I traveled around and went to some different lodges there, and I went to Skipton and another little town. Went into Melbourne to a lodge meeting in there in the big city once, and it was a very interesting time. So then I come back after that, and I became master here, which was quite a undertaking, I guess. A lot of work studying and stuff, and so, but I got it. And then I was master a second time, 20 years later. So, and I've been in a chair, I've been here for 46 years or 40, and I've been in a chair, I think, every year except 1 or 2 since I've joined the lodge, and which makes your lodge way more interesting if you got something to do when you're in the lodge. And so, let's see. I always loved coming to lodge, and I don't know what else I got to say. I have what? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uncles and a cousin, and my son is a Mason here at Landmark Lodge. He doesn't get here very often, but every time he is home, he really enjoys the lodge. He always talks about the lodge. So it's great to sit in lodge when he is here, to sit with him. But I hope that our lodge continues going, because it is a real good organization. It makes good men better men, and I think it has in my life made me a better man along the way. So, I guess I have raised a few of our members. I went up to the outdoor lodge up in Grand Falls way, and I raised one of our brothers up there that joined the lodge, and it was a real experience. The outdoor lodge, it was really, really good. It was more what do you call it? There was more dressed up, more. I guess I'm not real good with words, but it was interesting anyway. I can say that. So, and when in the earlier days, our lodge had a degree team that used to go around to some of the other lodges. I was on that for a time or 2 and do the degree work. But that is all past, which seems to be happening in every organization. Everybody's getting older, and we're got to get new members. We got to have new blood to keep our lodges going. I guess I think maybe that's about all I got to say. My own memory's not real good now. But anyway, thank you for listening to me, and